friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing really well. So today I'm going to review a very popular eyeshadow palette, and it is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold eyeshadow palette. And this was launched as a limited edition palette, but you can get this now on her website or Cult Beauty or Sephora.com. I got mine from an Instagram account called Beauty Tales. They do have their own website. I will link that down below. So when this palette was launched, I was really drawn to the shade range in this palette. I think it looked beautiful and I really wanted to get one for myself. So I gifted myself this palette on my birthday, and I've had this for like 6 months now. So I really wanted to share my thoughts on this palette because there have been so many mixed reviews on YouTube for this palette. So I thought if someone is interested, then probably this video would help you out. So before we move into the review, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications on so that you know when I upload a new video. And now, without wasting much time, let's get started. So first of all, this is how the product looks like. It comes in a decent size. It's not too big, not too small. It is very lightweight. It feels sturdy. It comes with a clear lid that says Huda Beauty, and mine is like totally dirty because I've used it so much. You can see on the inside, and this is the outer packaging of the palette. I think this looks very pretty and I love her eyes. It's so beautiful. This palette retails for $68. I know it is very expensive. It is a very expensive palette, and I wish it included a mirror or maybe a brush, something in there because of the price range. So this palette has 18 eyeshadows with 3 different textures. There are 10 matte eyeshadows in here, 2 pressed pearl eyeshadows, and 6 3D metal eyeshadows, and that is why this palette was so hyped up, because of the different textured eyeshadows in here. So for the textured eyeshadows, you have to use your finger to apply them. If you use any eyeshadow brush, it is not going to pick up the pigment and hence it's not going to show up on your lid. And that's the reason why so many of them didn't really like this palette, because if you have like long nails, it's going to be really difficult to apply the shadow and go it in the inner corner. For me personally, it's not an issue because I never usually have long nails. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this pigment and show you what I'm actually talking about. You see, the brush has not picked up any pigment, but on the other hand, if you use your finger, then it's going to pick up a lot of pigment. So yeah, that's the reason why many of them don't really like this palette. Before we move ahead, let's look at the swatches of these eyeshadows and how pigmented these are. So I'm going to go row wise. So first we have Dubai, which is like a nice golden olive shade. Then we have Fling, which is a beautiful like a cranberry color. This is what I have on my lids today. Then we have 24K, which is such a vibrant gold shade. Then we have Rose Gold, and as the name suggests, it is a beautiful rose gold color. Then we have Trust Fund, which is a very beautiful coppery golden shade. I can't really describe that. And then lastly we have Angelic, which is the pressed pearl eyeshadow. Again, all of these shades look so beautiful. So moving on to the second row of swatches. First we have the shade Blessed, which is the 3D metal eyeshadow, beautiful shade. Then we have Bossy, which is a nice matte berry color, great for the outer corner. Then we have Flamingo, which is a nice bright pink matte shade. Then is Shy, which is a very muted pink and again good for transition. Then we have Babe, which is my favorite color to just set my eyelid. It's really nice for that. It's a very nice creamy color. Then we have Moon Dust, which is the pressed pearl eyeshadow. It is a light gold shade. Now moving on to the last row of shadows. First we have Black Truffle. It's a beautiful matte black eyeshadow. It is not very intense but pigmented enough to just smoke out your eye look. Then we have Suede, which is a nice taupey shade. I don't really use this much. Next we have Cocoa, which is a very beautiful brown matte eyeshadow. Again, it's great to create a nice smoky eye. Next 3 are my favorite shades in this palette. First one is Man Eater, which is a beautiful like a deep red, pinky red sort of a matte shade. It's such a gorgeous shade. Then is Henna, which is a nice tan brown matte shade. It's perfect for the crease. I love these shades so much. And then lastly we have Sandalwood, which is the perfect like transition shade. So yeah, those were all the swatches, and I'm like kind of sweating right now because my AC is off. So moving on to what I feel about this palette. First of all, I just love this palette. I'm not kidding you guys, I just love this palette so much. I used it for the first time on my birthday. I do have a get ready with me video on my channel and I instantly fell in love with this palette. I actually used this rose gold shade for the look and I just loved the way they performed and how pigmented these shadows were. And you can create so many different looks with this palette. You can just create an all matte eye look, or you can use the texture shadows. You can just create so many. I think I already have like 3 looks of it on my channel: the Eid makeup look, my birthday get ready with me, and I also use this on my engagement day. First of all, the mattes in this palette are just so gorgeous. They are very pigmented, especially the darker matte shades. You have to use a light hand with it because they're so intense, but even then they blend beautifully. You don't really have to struggle a lot to blend these shadows. They just look gorgeous on the eyes. And I would say I do not like 3 eyeshadows in this palette. First one is Trust Fun. It's a beautiful shade. The color is gorgeous, but when I apply it on my lid, it kind of flakes off. Now these textured eyeshadows are a little flaky. They are not like your regular foiled eyeshadows. And to buy, both of the shades are very pretty, but on my eyelid they kind of flake off. So that's the only issue I had with these 2 textured shadows. The rest work very fine on my eyelids. And the other shade that I don't really like a lot is Moon Dash, which is the pressed pearl pigment eyeshadow. It is a gorgeous shade, but on my eyelids, I don't know, even with a brush or even with my fingers, it doesn't really show up that well. And again, this is such a great all-in-one palette. I took this with me while I was traveling to US and I used it so much that I don't really need to go for a different palette because it has everything in one palette. You have your warm browns, you have your matte black, you have all the different shades that you would need to create different eye looks. I just think it's a great versatile palette. Now, is it worth $68? I would say not really. I think the palette is overpriced. I would definitely prefer if it was a little lesser in cost. Maybe it would be great if they included like a mirror or an eyeshadow brush, something like that for this palette. So would I recommend buying this palette? I would say if you are a makeup lover like me, if you love these kind of shades, if you don't mind using your fingers for an eyeshadow application, and if you are ready to splurge on a palette, then you can go ahead and buy this one. It is not a must-have palette, I would say. There are so many eyeshadow palettes out in the market. I really like this palette. I just don't regret buying this. I totally love this palette. I'm so happy to have this. Yeah guys, that completes my review on this palette. I hope you all really found this helpful. I'm also planning to do a review on the Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks. I do have a couple of them, so let me know if you're interested to watch it. I would love to film that for you. Yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll meet you soon in my next video. Bye.